When I filmed the guy, he's a German, very known German trampolinist champion. When I filmed the guy, I wanted him to seem weightless. So when I filmed him, I asked him to let himself fall upside down quite a lot. And I positioned the camera so that he would jump out of the picture frame. For him to seem weightless, I had to reduce the speed quite a lot, but I also had to reduce the speed because the size of the screen is very, very large. It's 6 meter by 6 meter, which is 20 feet by 20 feet. And so our eye just can't follow 100% speed. So I had to reduce the film to 60% speed, but it didn't feel 60% in the end. It seems that only the screen can detect him as we lose sight of him, as he moves outside the square projection frame. It reveals only a fragment of his performance. The fragmentary appearance of the trampolinist makes the viewer imagine the missing part. So it was really interesting that in the church you would actually watch people as if they were in a tennis match move with their eyes and follow the jump of the trampolinist. I chose the colors of the trampolinist to contrast to the dark background. And according to the illumination in the church, the trampolinist would, during the day, he would be faint and would submit himself to the space. And as the more the light would fade and the darker the church would get at night, he would be the acrobat who, to a large part, defines the atmosphere in the church. So I use the means of making plans and sections for the projects I do. And here you see that I chose a square projection frame other than the normal video format, which is a horizontal 4:3 format, so that there wouldn't be a direction in the site, in the space, in the central space. And I hang it diagonally to the main axis, diagonally to the altar, so it would refer to the space and not to the altar. And the measurement of the screen corresponds exactly with the diameter of the oculus. So even, you see it's quite a big screen, and I was quite shocked when we put it up. And once it was up there, it actually seemed quite small in the space. Not small, but like average size for the space. It had to be really big because the size is enormous. So we'll show you, this is just one little thing. I'm using my teeth to cover the oculus with some material, so it wouldn't be too much light. It was in June, it was in the middle of the summer, and obviously sunshine is the worst enemy for video projection, so we had to get rid of the light and cover it, and then there was a hurricane, and it was all blown away, and we did it again. I'll show you a few video documentation films. I'm just going to show you a very short other movie of it. It was quite amazing. The guy, the priest in the church, the main priest, he was really, really nice and really encouraging. And he would use the trampolinist to find possibilities of interpretations within his sermon. So he would always leave it on while he was doing his sermon. And so I will show you a little clip just to show you how it really was, with the light and with the organ and with him talking.
Was könnten uns diese Kunstprojekte sagen? Gestatten Sie mir dazu ein paar persönliche Gedanken. Die Künstler hier nachher aus ihr.
So just talking about what Thomas was talking in the seminar about how artists document the work and how this documentation becomes very important. I think it is almost really like a own piece of work, getting a collage, so that making a collage so that other people can understand the piece of work, which is very difficult to film and to show afterwards. I will move on to the next project, which is Trampolines 2. Again, I used the upper part of the Trampolinist for this project. It was a group exhibition in a former industrial shed in Berlin, which is now changed into a museum. And it was a group exhibition, quite a rough and very experimental exhibition. You can see the toilets to the right within the exhibition space. A typical Berlin show at that time. That was 2002. And in this space, the projection screen was hung above one of 4 staircases which would go down to the basement. It would connect the ground floor with the basement. And watching the trampolinist from the main floor, the body would disappear in the opening of the staircase in order to reach the virtual trampoline on the floor. And throughout his choreography, he obviously uses the height of the two levels of the 2 floors. And the staircase is lit from below in order to emphasize the sphere of influence of all the way down to the basement. The size of the screen in this project is then again adapted to the size of the basement, to the size of the opening of the staircase. It's quite a bit smaller than the one in the church. It was also shown without sound. This project, the Trampolinist, especially the upper part, for me is like a core piece in my work, and that's why I took quite a long time to show you these 2 projects. The last one of the series is Trampolinist 3. This project took part in an exhibition called The Free Will, in a subterranean bunker in the former death strip of the Berlin Wall, in the context of the occasion 20 years after Glasnost. And it was a competition again, and I applied because when I saw the space, I knew again this would be exactly the right space for the bottom part of the Trampolinist. And this is the only time I showed this project. So here we are in Berlin, where the red squares is the exhibition space. It's like a very big cultural center. Again, very rough, very Berlin-like, left the way it always was, just done up so one can satisfy the fire brigade. And that's really nice about it. That's the way it was. They left it very much the way it was. And it's right. The Spree, the river which goes through Berlin, was at that time the death strip of the wall. And so the place is right at the former Berlin Wall. So the place is here, and the red line going through Berlin is the former wall, and everything going to the left is west, and everything going to the right is East Berlin.